Imagine 5 years working for your absolute biggest dream. 5 long years. You wake up before the sunrise every single day.
You give your absolute best daily. You sacrifice your time, your comfort, and honestly, you sacrifice your happiness in the short term. You just pour your heart and soul into this vision. But after all those years, you look around and you realize something agonizing. It seems like absolutely nothing has changed.
No success, no recognition, zero reward, just empty hands and an exhausted spirit. You know that pain of giving your all and seeing zero results? It's just a heavy, heavy burden to carry.
So would you keep going, or would you just quit? Take a second to really ask yourself that. This explainer is actually the story of a young man who faced this exact agonizing choice. A young man who almost gave up, until a tiny, seemingly insignificant bamboo seed taught him one of the greatest lessons of all time.
Our story takes place in a small mountain village, where we meet a young farmer named Noah. And unlike the other farmers in his village, Noah wasn't interested in just growing standard crops. He didn't want to do what everyone else was doing. No, he wanted to grow something extraordinary. Well, one spring morning, an old traveler arrived in this village. His clothes were worn, but his eyes, they carried this calm confidence of a man who truly understood life. He approached Noah and handed him a Chinese bamboo seed. Now, to Noah, it looked completely ordinary, small, dry, honestly, almost lifeless. Noah kind of frowned at the traveler and asked what kind of seed it was. The old traveler just smiled. He gave Noah some simple, yet incredibly strict instructions. He said, "It is a Chinese bamboo seed. Take care of it every single day. Water it, protect it." But then, the traveler added one final, profound condition. He looked at him and said, "But whatever happens, don't stop believing in what you cannot yet see." And before Noah could even ask another question, the old traveler turned and quietly disappeared down the mountain road, just leaving Noah alone with this tiny seed and those incredibly heavy words. So, the very next morning, Noah planted the seed right beside his small wooden house. Every sunrise, he went out and watered it. Every evening, he checked the soil. 1 week passed. Nothing. A whole month passed. Still nothing. The earth looked exactly the same as the day he dug into it. While Noah quietly watered his soil every single morning, his neighbors started to watch. And then, well, they began to laugh. They would literally shout at him, "You're watering empty dirt. Plant wheat instead. At least wheat grows." It is incredibly difficult to maintain your focus when the whole world is telling you that you're being foolish. But Noah remembered the traveler's words. So the next morning, despite all the mockery, he watered the soil again. But you know, time is relentless. The seasons began to change. Spring melted into a hot summer. Summer faded into a crisp autumn. And autumn froze into a bitter winter. The physical world was constantly moving forward, shifting and changing all around him. But Noah's patch of soil, it stayed entirely bare. And then he hit this truly agonizing milestone. 1 full year. 365 days of watering, of waiting, of hoping. And the ground remained completely empty. Not a single green leaf. Not even the smallest sprout breaking the surface. And this brings us to a very dark place in Noah's mind. The doubt naturally began to creep in. He started questioning himself, thinking, did the seed die? Was the old man lying to me? Every single morning he stared at that empty patch of soil. Every single evening he wondered if tomorrow would finally be different. But tomorrow always looked exactly like yesterday. Empty, silent, unchanged. I mean, imagine waking up to this reality day after day, week after week, month after month. Then came the ultimate test. One afternoon, Noah's best friend, Liam, came to visit. Liam looked at the bare ground, shook his head, and delivered a devastating blow. He said, "You are wasting your life. Look around. Everyone else has fields full of crops, and you're still watering a hole in the ground." And for a moment, Noah almost agreed. His hands trembled. He actually picked up the watering can, and then, feeling the absolute crushing weight of his friend's logic and the exhaustion of a full year of failure, he slowly placed it back down. Maybe everyone was right. Maybe hope was just making him foolish. He was ready to quit. But just as he was about to walk away, those words echoed in his mind. The old traveler's final instructions. Don't stop believing in what you cannot yet see.
Noah just stood there in the silence. He took a deep, shaky breath.
He reached out, picked up the watering can once more, and poured water onto the empty soil. He didn't water it because he saw results. He watered it because he chose faith over doubt. He chose to trust the process over the visible evidence.
Because what Noah didn't realize, what no one in the village could possibly comprehend, is what was actually happening in the dark. Beneath the surface, where no human eye could see, something incredible had already begun. That Chinese bamboo seed wasn't dead at all. It was growing downwards. It was building this massive, complex root system deep into the earth, just preparing itself to support something truly extraordinary.
The real growth was happening completely out of sight. But how long will it take before it finally breaks the surface? And when it does, exactly how high will it reach? Well, we will uncover the breathtaking conclusion of Noah's journey in part 2 of this explainer. Until then, I want you to ask yourself, what invisible roots are you growing right now?